This is a bacon explosion. Essentially, it's a loaf of sausage and pork and other kinds of meat and spices and other ingredients rolled up using a mat of woven bacon. Jerry Outlaw made this explosion and was wondering what else he could do with a mat of woven bacon when he had, as he called it, an epiphany. Why not make a pie crust out of it? Put it in a pie dish, bake it in the oven at 275 for about an hour and a half, and then use it for whatever you might use a pie crust for. Well, here's my attempt at making one. Here it is. Okay. Now you can see it shrank a whole lot. And I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to daub it a little bit of the grease that's left. By the way, about an hour into the cooking, it took about an hour and 20 minutes, about an hour into it, I drained off all the grease and I took out the little bacon weight thing that we made, just so that the inside corners here would cook a little, because they were a little bit less cooked than the rest of it. This thing is really hot. So, by the way, one of the things you could do if you wanted to was, if you want it even crispier, is to do this in a metal pie tin and take a sharp point of something, a fork or a knife or something, and poke a bunch of little holes in the bottom of the pie tin and put it on a little rack over another tray so that the grease will drip down through it. Because this actually got like a 1/4 of an inch of grease in it. You can see all this grease. But I like to cook it in the grease because I want it to stay kind of flexible and rubbery. You see how it's still kind of bendy. It doesn't break. It's not crisp, but it's definitely cooked all the way through. You could eat it like this. But we're going to be making the rest of the recipe, and it's going to have to go back in the oven for a while more. So we don't want to overcook the bacon. We're going to let the bacon finish in the oven. So there you have it. There is the bacon crust. Okay, now we're going to assemble the rest of our dish here. What this is a slice of a thing called a bacon explosion made by Jerry Outlaw. Last night's Thanksgiving dinner, and I've got this nice big slab of leftover bacon explosion. It's basically a bacon wrapped thing full of different kinds of sausage and pork and spices and everything. It's really it's really heavy duty. Oh, by the way, as we were doing this, you were probably wondering that this probably has a lot of calories, and I have some advice for you. I want you to stop thinking about calories right now, because we're just getting started. It's Thanksgiving weekend, so live a little. So I'm going to take a piece of this leftover. Trust me, a little goes a long way. And I'm going to dice it up into small pieces like this. And this is already cooked, so the key to it is the ingredients are pre-cooked here. So let me dice it up a little bit smaller. Okay. All right, we've got that. Another thing we did was I took some potatoes in a clean dish towel. We're probably only going to need one. Take a clean dish towel, put it in the microwave for about 7 minutes, and it's fairly well cooked. See how it's nice, still a little al dente in the middle, but we kind of want it that way because we're going to cook it even a little bit more in the oven. So it's pretty hot. So we're going to do the same thing we did with the bacon explosion fragments and cut this up, not too small. Okay, now we have our potato here. Keep it separate. Now I've got 4 eggs. I estimated 4. If I need some more, we'll see, but I think just 4 will do it. And I'm going to add a little splooge of half and half right here, and that'll help it be a little bit more cakey when the egg cooks. Stir that up some. Now here's the key. This stuff has been in the fridge, so it's cold. I'm going to mix this, not potatoes, just the meat here. I'm going to mix in with the eggs so we can get it nice and mixed together. if you put the potatoes in with it while they're hot, it's going to cook the eggs some, and that's probably not cool. So now to this, I'm going to add some garlic powder. I've got some sea salt, not too much. Some black pepper, just a little bit of paprika, and black mustard seeds. Get them at the Indian grocery. They're pretty good. They have a flavor. They're basically mustard, but they're very subtle, and it's also a textural thing. They look good in the food. Okay. You know what? I'm going to get one more egg. It just looks like it's going to need one more. Toss that in. Get the meat all infused in there good. Now back to our bacon crust here. It's actually been in the fridge for a little while. You see it's still kind of rubbery, but it's kind of cool. It's cool now. It's been in the fridge. And I'm going to take these potato chunks and just arrange them in the dish along the bottom. There we go. Kind of spread them out evenly. As we go here. Press them down in there. There we go. Now I'm going to take our egg and meat mixture and pour that in. Some of it might get outside of the crust a little bit, but no matter, it's in a dish anyway. Look at that. Remember what we were saying about the calories back then. I encourage you to ignore the calories. And now for the final nail in the coffin, some shredded yellow cheese on top of that. A little bit more. And just because it looks good, just a little touch of paprika on the top of that for some color. There we go. There is our bacon, whatever you want to call it, quiche. And we're going to cook it in the oven for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so at 350 degrees, or until the eggs are firm, because, as I said, all the ingredients are cooked. They just need to be warmed up together and the eggs firmed up. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. My thing down here because it's hot. There you go. Heart attack quiche.